Welcome to Mark and Paulette's Living Room, the True Travelers in Mexico, and we're doing another Q&A because unfortunately we still cannot travel, and it looks like maybe now July might be the earliest times that we can travel. So we're just going to go ahead and answer some more questions that were submitted by people on either YouTube or in our Facebook group.
Okay, so our first question comes from Susan, and she says self-quarantine in Mexico if you come from another country. Mark and I did a research and we couldn't really find anything that says that you need to self-quarantine in Mexico, right? But one thing that I wanted to mention is the travel ban to Mexico for land travel, for tourism and recreational and nature currently expires right now, June 22nd, okay? Again, that's by land. Flights offered, they're going to start offering flights starting in June for the 1st of July, and hotels are going to start taking reservations in June, starting for July.
Right. And if you can cross by land, if you can prove that you have a reason, it's essential travel, including if you have a temporary or permanent residency. However, they still might reject you at that point. And then in addition to that, your other issue is going to be is if you're traveling very far into Mexico, finding places to stay for the night.
Right, because most hotels are shut down. That was a government shutdown that started, I think, in April. Was it April? The beginning of April? Yeah. So, call beforehand. Make sure that you have a place to stay. So, like I said, you're not sleeping on a bench outside in a park. And a lot of the benches are actually yellow taped off so you can't sit on them. But people do anyhow. Okay, next. The next question that we have is when visa paperwork submitted do you have to have your birth certificate, marriage certificate, apostilled, and this is from Robin, and she says the information that she found on the internet is confusing. So you want to take that one, honey?
You do not have to have anything apostilled. You'll have to have originals for a lot of the stuff like the marriage certificate and the birth certificate, but you don't have to have anything apostilled or notarized or anything like that. Keeping in mind that the notaries in Mexico are actually different from notaries in the United States, because notaries are appointed by the government here in Mexico and are actually almost like attorneys here. So the answer to that question is no, you don't have to have anything apostilled.
My suggestion is also to have a couple of copies. That's what we did when we came in. We stopped at a copy place, remember, in Tucson, Arizona, and I just kind of went crazy. I made sure that I had copies of our passport in black and white, copies of our passport in color, copies of our marriage certificate in black and white and in color, just in case. So I kind of overdid things, we had to show our bank statement in the U.S., as I said before, to qualify for temporary. You have to do the same for permanent. You have to show either your pension amount each month, or you have to show a savings or some kind of an amount with your statements also. So, but once you get here, you don't have to show that paperwork on that again.
Right.
Not on your statements anyhow, on the approval that you got once in the U.S.
And the crazy thing is the amounts in which you need to qualify vary from consulate to consulate.
They do. And some consulates are harder, some are easier. So it's kind of a crapshoot. Maybe you get somebody that's had a bad night, and they turn you away. I don't know. Yeah. It just depends. They're all different on the dollar amount.
So in one of our previous videos, we asked the question about the availability of sweet potatoes here in Mexico, and a lot of people answered back, said that yes, they do have sweet potatoes here. They're called camote, and so since then we've actually found them. However, the only ones we found are actually fairly small compared to the sweet potatoes that you can get in the U.S. that are larger.
Talk about the Beyond Burger.
Oh, and thank you to, shout out goes to Abacus One, because they pointed out that we could in fact get a vegan burger called
Beyond Burger.
Beyond Burger, thank you, here in some of the stores.
It's at Superama here in Morelia, and it's non-GMO. And we got turned on to that in the United States, oh, I don't even know, 6 months or so, or
Yeah,
I don't know, a year
Yeah.
before we left the United States. And so we've really been missing that because we really try to stay away from
meat.
meat.
Mhm.
You know, once in a while we'll cheat and have chicken or shrimp in a meal, but for the most part we don't do the red meat and stuff like that. And once in a while, you know, we do crave a burger. So this Beyond Burger is really good. I mean, it
Yeah.
tastes like a real burger.
Yeah,
And so thank you mwah, for letting us know that they do have the Beyond Burger, and we have been there and we have bought some.
right. And
So-
just as a side note, Abacus One has their own YouTube channel where it's dedicated to music and more specifically to the singing group ABBA.
Nice to know.
So one of our YouTube viewers, Kevin, asks about apartment rentals and prices and where we can look for these online. A tool that we very often use is on Facebook. It's called Marketplace, and you'll find a lot of listings there. Also, in addition, you can actually look for real estate listings on the web for whatever city that you're looking for. The only thing is that sometimes they don't always list the price, or they'll say like $1 or something, and you know that's not the case. So then you'll have to follow up with an instant message or email or something like that. But generally, prices for rent are pretty cheap in Mexico compared to the U.S. Of course, the closer you are to a larger city, or if you're in a larger city, proportionately the price is going to go up somewhat as opposed to living on the outskirts. But that's pretty much the same, in the United States too.
One other thing that I wanted to mention too is we don't really talk about the rentals so much on our YouTube channel, but on our Facebook page with the same name, Two Travelers in Mexico, I do try to post different rentals, different areas within Mexico, so you can kind of get an idea of what that price will get you. I do it in US dollars. So, and I try to post the ones that have the most amount of pictures so you can see what you're getting for your buck. So, a lot of people really like that on our Facebook channel. And we do that, I do that weekly, so that you guys can kind of get an idea and, look around. And it's just kind of fun to do. Even people that aren't even moving here really like it. And the people that are in the process of retiring here, considering different areas, like looking at it too. Yeah.
Kevin also asked an additional question. Are there different kinds of ethnic foods here, like Italian and Chinese? And yes, there are. We've come across Italian places. We've come across Chinese places. There are sushi places here. We've come across like a Thai food place. Indian food, it's all pretty much here. It might have a little bit of a Spanish flavor to it, but it's all here.
Hot and spicy.
Yeah.
And one thing I have to say here, whenever you eat a meal at a Mexican restaurant and they bring you the little cups that looks like, I don't know, sweet and sour or something like that, try just a tab. Do not put it on your food until you try it. I am super sensitive to hot. And one time Mark and I were in the mall and we stopped at a Chinese place and it looked like sweet and sour. And I poured it all over mine without trying it. It was so hot. It was not sweet and sour, so I couldn't eat it. So I fed it to him.
So I wound up eating it.
And even he said it was hot because I poured it all over thinking it was sweet and sour. So always test your sauces before you put them on any food. That's my suggestion.
Test before committing.
That's right. So our next question comes from Darren, and he wants to know about shopping tour and prices, everyday essentials. And I was just telling Mark that what we can do is the next time we go to Superama is we'll video some of the stuff that's on the shelves. And we also we have a Sam's and a Costco membership. And maybe the next time we go to Sam's, we can video that, because the Costco has their whole center section blocked off with yellow tape, so you can't get to any of that stuff. But
and they have, what they blocked off is like appliances and things like that.
No,
for
it's
some
clothing,
reason.
it's all kinds of
and stuff like that. So they have it there, but you just can't go into the section to buy it.
And it
for
was the
some
same
reason.
thing. What was that other store? We went into
It
a
was at
Walmart. We went
yeah.
into a Walmart to pick up a couple of things, and their whole center section was all taped off also. Clothing, all kinds of stuff. Oh yeah, there was also like TV appliances, and you couldn't get to any of that stuff. They had it all blocked off. I don't understand that, but that's what they did when we were there last. So anyhow, yeah, Darren, we'll go ahead and we'll video some of the aisles in the store so you can kind of get an idea, and we'll give you some prices.
And for you people in America, toilet paper, hand sanitizer is readily available here.
Yes, it is. So we hope that we answered all of your questions, and I'm sorry we can't really go out and do traveling yet, but we're hoping like July 1st for sure we're going to be out there and do some traveling and videoing different places and stuff like that for you guys to get an idea, you know, what you think and what we think, and you'll be firsthand with us coming along on our GoPro.
Yeah. So in the meantime, thank you for watching our videos, and thank you for just sticking with us. Even though we're not traveling at this point, we do plan on continuing to travel when travel restrictions ease up and it's possible to do that.
Yeah. So again, we have a Facebook page. Feel welcome to go there if you want to look at any rentals. We post other things too. We kind of try to have fun with it. And then just kind of give you some information about Mexico. But really the YouTube is us sharing more information that we've learned since living in Mexico, with those that are interested about Mexican lifestyle and, you know, what's going on, what's happening, and, you know, what we've figured out, and then our travel that goes along with it. So again, thank you guys. We appreciate it.